Okay, hello, welcome to Material Girl podcast. This week's episode, just a wee warning before we get started, we do talk about some pretty heavy topics like sexual assault and that sort of thing, because we discussed the Dispatches film that was on Channel 4 about Russell Brand. So if that is not something you want to hear, or something that won't be good for you, then I would feel free to just turn off and join us on our next episode.
Aye. Or listen halfway through, because we stop talking about it.
Yeah.
We don't talk about it the full episode.
We don't, but we do talk about it, so just be careful. So, yeah, bye!
Welcome to Material Girl podcast.
Hi.
Your friendly neighbourhood comedians, Amanda Dwyer and myself, Susan Riddell. Aye, as per, we'll be just talking a lot of shite for an hour. We're going to start doing 2 episodes a month, aren't we?
Yep.
Is that enough?
That's plenty.
I feel like it's plenty, right? But people have said to me, you need to do a weekly podcast. I think
2 weekly's fine.
So do I, but
2 weekly's fine. Who's saying this?
to go on the algorithm.
Who's saying this?
Everybody.
No, I don't
right,
trust.
are people...
Do you trust everybody? I don't.
Well, let's just get into it, shall we? Aye. Okay, 2 a month, right? And that's all you're getting.
Like, that's what Maddie's want. Nobody even wants this.
Think about it, like 2 weeks of the month were fucked anyway because of your hormones.
Yeah. The 2 weeks that we film.
Just pure raging. I wanted to read my hormone horoscopes, but Amanda's not letting me.
No, but I am. Let's do it.
Right, okay.
So I don't know if anybody ever watched our first episode.
Aye. We have a period tracker called Hormone Horoscopes. Mine's is 2 days out of sync.
Well, just read the day that. So go by what it actually is.
Right, okay. So. Oh, aye. So I already know where I am on my cycle because last night, actually, I forgot about that.
Why?
Last night,
Day one. Day 2.
Day 1. Aye, day 2, right. This is going to sound made up, and it's no, I swear it's no made up.
Why would people think you've made this up?
I don't know, right? Because it's just so much like freaky coincidence. Last night, I've got a joke about periods in my set. I know, disgusting.
You shouldn't joke about this thing.
Guys with folded arms, don't like it. Aye, so I've got a joke about periods, and while I was telling my joke on stage last night, I was like, oh my god, I'm taking my period right now, and it's 2 days early. You know, you can just kind of feel it. Amanda?
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to figure out what day I'm on, because I've no bled. Ages.
I know.
And that's just, I've got a condition.
I know, that's a shame.
I won't get into. Well, I can get into it, it's not that interesting. Nobody cares.
What is yours again?
Polycystic ovary syndrome.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't really. I've no.
It's basically like I get cysts on my ovaries.
So do you have to get them checked out?
Aye, here's what happens. I'll have a cyst 6 centimetres in size on one of my ovaries.
About 6 centimetres.
It's big.
Like that?
For an ovary? Aye.
What size is an ovary?
No, that big.
Smaller than 6 centimetres?
I think so, aye.
Fuck's sake, I really should feel like I should know more about this.
Or the last time I was in hospital, it was because I had 7 cysts on the one ovary.
Oh my god.
Quite small ones, but wee ones. And I actually think there would be more than that, but they'd burst.
Oh my god.
They can burst, right? And it's very sore.
Do you feel them when they burst?
I feel pain. Lots of pain. The first time I ever had a cyst, I was in school and I couldn't walk.
What age were you?
16, 17, 16, I think.
Aye.
I couldn't walk. I was in so much pain, and all my friends kept saying was, "You just need a big jobby. You just need to fart and all this sort of stuff." And I was like, "No,
It's different.
I was like, it's not that." Like, it was so sore. I went home, I went to bed, I woke up, and I was just still in pure agony. So my dad took me to the hospital, and then they were like saying, you know, "Oh, could you be pregnant?" and all that. And I was like, "No, like, no way." And they were like, "Right, we'll send you for a scan tomorrow. So go home."
Right.
I go home, I go back next day for a scan, and they're like, "You've got a big cyst. It's like 6 centimetres
Sorry.
or whatever." What?
It felt like you were going to say big sister.
A big sister. I don't know. I've only got wee sisters.
Sorry. It reminded me of this Britney Spears thing when she was on like Nickelodeon or something. Or Disney. What was she on?
Disney.
Was it Britney Spears? And she says, "I'd rather have a blister than a big sister."
I don't know that.
If anybody knows what that's for.
I've got a blister. Burnt myself. Anyway. Hot glue gun.
Welcome to Amanda's medical
diary.
Right.
And they were like, "You got a massive cyst." And I was like, "Cool, so what?" And they were like, "So go home, we don't care."
I know.
Basically just like, they don't like, they'd rather wait until it ruptured and I was potentially hemorrhaging to death before they'd done anything about it.
That's fucking...
Then, I mean, luckily that one just went away, but they come back. They come back all the time, and it's sore and it disrupts my periods. I don't bleed for months, and then I'll bleed too much.
Really? That app's useless for you?
It is.
Sorry for making you pay the subscription.
No, I still go through the hormonal kind of
like the ups and downs.
So I know when my period's coming because I'm fuming. Like I'm like, I can.
But then it just doesn't come.
I won't bleed, but I get really bad migraines. I get nausea, really bad nausea, like uncontrollable, like like for days. I'll get really sore underarms and boobs, and I'll be really teary and stuff like that.
That's like,
and then it'll come where it's supposed to come, and it'll start to ease off. So there'll be like a week of the year, a week of the month, a week of the year. I wish a week of the month where I'm just like, this is when it would be.
Right. So you got all the symptoms, but you don't necessarily
really bad,
get
I don't
a period.
necessarily bleed.
Right. So when you're supposed to be in your good times.
Yeah.
What's the bad one? Luteal? There's a luteal phase and the something phase, and one of them's bad, one of them's good.
I've never heard those words.
Have you not? No. Right, we'll just say your happy hormones, and that happens as well. So you don't...
Aye.
Right, okay, well that's good. Aye. That's at least something.
I think so, aye. Like, I'm not just constantly
on
like... Fuck all, you just like the rest is...
So... No, that's brutal. Like... Fucking don't even get me started.
She wanted to do this.
I know, I just can't, because everything just comes back to like how unfair
life
everything is. And it's just really wearing.
Yeah. So I found my horoscope. You go first.
Oh, so I would be in...
I interrupted your story. No, or did you? I can't remember. We got off topic. You were telling jokes.
I was telling jokes about periods on stage while taking my period on stage and going, fuck. Like, if suddenly, because I had on like light leggings.
Did you?
Because I thought I was due for like 2 days. So that's just any stretching down there. Like the mic won't even pick that up. We should have a wee dog cam.
She's heavy snoring. We should get a dog cam.
Aye. Like another camera just to go to Annie every so often. Well, we just bore her to death. She's like... sorry. Finish the story. So I was on stage telling my period jokes. And I was like, I can feel my period coming. You know what it's like? Like, you can just feel it coming. Yeah. But fortunately for me, and I've heard that this isn't the same for a lot of lassies. So I just, when my period comes, for the most part, it'll come really, really, really light to start with.
Yeah.
for the first day, so I can kind of. But I know some lassies that just fucking
it's just
the dams are open.
Yeah,
it's just tsunami.
It's here.
Aye, like that's brutal.
Aye.
Anyway, so I know that I'm on my second day, so the only way is up for here.
Yeah,
I'm going to be a joy to be around.
I'm day 9. Am I?
9's alright, isn't it?
I'm
day 9.
Aye. I mean, it's sounding good on paper.
What's it saying?
Mood is your high and rising estrogen is helping your brain produce mood-lifting chemicals. You're likely to enjoy more joyful moments, optimism, motivation and confidence today.
Amazing.
I know.
Right, so I'm on day 2.
I yearn for excitement.
The bad thing is I get cramp and all that. The good thing is fucking estrogen and all that is making me feel it's on the up.
You're not pregnant.
I'm not pregnant. No, that fucking, like, I mean, come on. Don't be silly.
My brain, superhuman abilities today. That's what it says.
So we should be in really good moods, but we both watched the Dispatches documentary.
Yeah.
So we're really fucked off.
We're
so fucked off. Like, I honestly had a few moments where I was like, what's the point? Like, what's the point in even doing comedy? Like, I don't want to be a part of this. But then you're just like, well, everything's
no, it's
the
not
same.
fair. It's all the same.
It's all the same.
I think the bit where see, just not to make it about me, but just like I've just done that course for TV writing and hearing about so many incidents in TV where women were actually forced to out of their jobs to accommodate for a guy who was a sexual predator.
Aye.
So he could
present
the show or whatever kind of thing.
Aye. So if you've not seen it, what they did was they had a meeting. Was this at Channel 4 or BBC? Because they did the same at both
it
channels.
Just got worse.
Which never fucking stopped him.
What I don't understand. I just thought it was weird that it was like on Channel 4, but about how shit Channel 4 were.
Like that happens, but because it's like, well, it'll be a different production company and it's
I mean,
hard to wrap
fair
your
play.
head around.
I think like it's important that they.
So these women. So the answer, the solution to Russell Brand harassing, raping, and sexually abusing. Let's just get rid of all the women. Then we'll just get rid of all the women for this. And the woman and the woman that are allowed to work on like whatever it was at the time. Will just never be alone with him.
Aye, he's kind of walkie-talkies. It's no funny. Like, it's no fun. It's no funny. It's so infuriating.
It's beyond belief.
And it
isn't really. It isn't beyond belief. It happened to me. That's what I was saying to Amanda. I was doing a gig the first ever time in this really good comedy club. I won't name the club because they were nothing to do with the booking. And the person who was organising the gig, I was on the lineup with Scott Gibson. It was my first time ever doing this club that I wanted to do. And I said to the person organising it, I don't want to be on a lineup with him because it was just around about the time that people were coming out with like accusations of him like being inappropriate.
But was he not inappropriate with you as well?
He was, aye. But no to the extent that he was with other people because I kind of nipped it in the bud. But
still.
Aye, but it was the same kind of thing as the Russell Brand thing, right? He made it out to be a joke with a lot of lassies, and it was a kind of trap, as if to say, if you don't laugh at this thing that I'm saying, like you're just a stick in the mud. This is pre. I'm pretty sure this is just before all the Me Too stuff had come out as well. So it was still that environment where, like, so basically what happened at this gig was all this stuff was coming out about him, and I says I don't want to be in a lineup with him. So their answer to the solution was, we'll just get you on another show. And I was just like, right, okay.
That's a joke.
So you just wonder, like, how many times has that happened? Do you know what I mean? How many times is, like, if they just...
Aye, accommodated the sexual predator and moved the woman out the way.
Aye.
I just honestly watching the whole... I was gigging really... Not gigging really late. I was gigging in Aberdeen last night. By the time I got home, it was 2:30 in the morning. And I was like, I need to watch this. Mm-hmm. And I put it on. So I was up... Because I can't sleep after gigs. I don't know why. Like, I come home and I'm just like... so I watched it and I was just like, what the fuck? It just made me so... Like everybody, so it was really hard to watch, actually. I didn't expect it to be as hard to watch as it was, and I think it just made me think about like loads of things and loads of conversations that I've had, even this year, that I'm just like, I wish I'd said, I'm being a bit cryptic. I had a conversation with somebody earlier in this year, right? A man who had worked in television, who's friends with another man who had worked in television. And that man is being charged for sexual assault. Sexual assault? Sexual harassment? Yeah?
I'm sure it's sexual assault with that one.
And that man went to an event with this guy who's been charged with sexual assault. And I didn't realise that guy, what that guy had done in it, and I just hadn't even read about it. I just wasn't aware of it. And then when I became aware of it, I had a look and I said to that guy, like, you know, why are you pals? Why are you pals? Kind of thing. And he was like, oh, you know, he came out and said sorry. And I was just like, aye, because he had to, because it was so like publicised and so he was completely shamed for it, obviously, as he should be. He was forced to come out and say sorry, but he doesn't actually mean it.
Aye.
Doesn't mean it. He still did what he did. And he said, oh, I don't know, like I'll maybe like talk to him about it. I should talk to him about it. And I thought, why are you friends with somebody if you can't talk to him, or you've no spoke to him about these terrible fucking atrocious things that he's done?
Aye. How can you sit with them?
How can you sit in their company and just completely brush all that under the carpet? Why would you do that? I just think like guys like that, and what I actually wish I'd said to the guy was, you're part of the problem. I think if you're not even addressing it, and just like remaining, and still to this day I think still remains pals with him. And I just think my blood is boiling right now. I'm sorry, I'm actually just like, what the fuck?
I know. And it's like, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, because like I'm not tweeting anything or saying anything just because you don't want to fucking like open that Pandora's box either, where you're just arguing with idiots.
Who will just defend point blank.
And even before the documentary came out, I watched Russell Brand's like YouTube video of him like saying none of this is true. It's all mainstream media. Like they're all out to get me. It's so fucking ridiculous when you watch the actual documentary and you see everybody's accounts of things. These are coordinated attacks on me by mainstream media because they just don't like the fact that I've got so much like influence. And right, so this is before the documentary comes out. Then you read underneath the comments and it was all, we love you, Russell. We support you. This is just them out to get you.
What people who... There's loads of people saying, he's got a wife in Wayne's. He's got a wife in Wayne's. Like, as if people who are married with Wayne's aren't capable of that kind of thing. Like, most women I know, myself, like, personally, have been sexually assaulted or have been sexually harassed. And a lot more often than not, the people who are doing it, they are married or they have Wayne's, and it's just like,
I know.
I'm actually. I don't even. I wish we hadn't even started talking about it.
I know it's so
it's so heavy. It's so heavy. But we couldn't come on here and no mention it.
I know. But you always know, thought, like, see Russell Brand, if you look at his actual eyes, and a lot of women were saying that in the documentary.
They've like pure
He's got
glazed
fucking,
over.
He's got fucking weird eyes. Like, he's got weird, like, reptile eyes. He really has, and it's like, I can't. Like, there's loads of like different stories going about, like weird stories going about him before even this documentary came out. Like, everybody is kind of like an open secret.
I hadn't heard it.
There was one particular story on Jen Kirkman's podcast. Do you listen to it? I love Jen Kirkman as well.
She's so funny.
I know. She followed me.
The bit. I'm so jealous of that.
I know.
I love the bit she does about Louis Theroux. It's obviously it's not funny, right? Obviously that guy was going about like no Louis CK.
I was like, oh my god, what's Louis Theroux done?
No, not Louis Theroux. I'm terrible at like
that's so funny.
I'm mixing up names. No, Louis Theroux. Louis CK.
Aye, the bit about the flashing.
Aye, and she's like, usually like a man would dress up to show you his dick. She's like, what, day comes out in like a black t-shirt and jeans. And I'm like, well, you can even do a little outfit for me.
That's brilliant. I like
so
she did like, because she's stopped doing stand-up now, Jen Kirkman, because she's just, one of the reasons is that she's so disheartened by allegations and like things coming out about guys. Louis C.K. selling out Madison Square Gardens after the fact that everybody knows what he done, and just like all that American kind of bro comedy where half of them have had accusations and like they're fucking wrongins, right? And she doesn't want to be part of that world where they're still getting booked, and she just can't stomach the whole comedy world. But she had a story about Russell Brand on her podcast. This is disgusting, right? That he came into a comedy club in LA today, like a set, and he did a shite in the toilet, right, in the green room. He did a shite.
Did she talk about this in her
podcast?
Okay.
Right, in the toilet in the green room, right? Never flushed it, right? And then he was walking out the toilet and she was going into the toilet, so he never flushed the toilet, right? And there was no toilet paper down the toilet, so he basically done a shite, never wiped his arse, and then never flushed the toilet.
He probably didn't wash his hands.
Well, I would say I probably didn't wash his hands, Amanda.
He might have.
Right,
But
so
he didn't. Pass it on.
She says that she felt that he did it purposefully, right? As a weird power move.
It's so weird. What the fuck?
Right, no, that's a thing that fucking sociopaths and psychopaths do. It's a thing. Because I looked it up.
Shites.
They'll defecate.
Show off the shites.
Defecate. That's such a bad. And like, I just as like a kind of like a fucking animal. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, as if like everything wasn't enough to turn your stomach. There's a wee extra story for you.
Bonus.
Think about that. Him walking out of there
Like
without wiping his arse. With his wee, probably skinny leather trousers on. You know how much you sweat on stage as well? Just
on a positive note, right? I feel like that is horrible, but personally, my experience, I've not been in the comedy industry that long. Personally, I've not come across any men or gigged with any men on the scene who've made me feel
threatened.
Who've made me feel uncomfortable.
Well, apart from that one person, well, I'd never gigged with him because I just didn't want to be in the same room as him when I knew all this stuff about him. I haven't either, and I'm so glad I started comedy when I did, because apart from that one incident, see when that happened, coincidentally, that's when Me Too all started happening, so women started like telling their stories and stuff, and I dread to think what it was like for women, like before. Even sitting in a green room.
Well, I think you know what it was like. I think I obviously you've not lived that, experienced that in comedy, but you will have experienced it in other workplaces.
I know, but I think it would have been like a million times a million, because in that environment people already don't really think it is a job. There's nobody can go to and go like
report
this is
like he's doing this.
Oh, and it was a joke. But
it's a comedy club.
Do you know what I mean? And I can't imagine what it was like for like people like pre-Me Too, or like just the further you go back as well, to sit in a room with like guys who must have felt they had the license to say and do whatever they wanted without any repercussions. Like, I don't know if I'd have done comedy, honestly.
No, I would.
I don't know if I would have had the stomach for it.
I know that I'm quite a sensitive person. But I'm not a pushover. Like, I will stand up for myself. Always.
But it's even just that thing where, because people are, oh, it's a joke. And I'm not even talking about MD doing anything to you. I'm talking about the conversations guys must have been having with the culture that was around at that time, and having to sit in a room with them and like listen to it.
You're like, as a woman, you're the topic of conversation if they're making jokes like that, and you need to sit and listen to it. It must just have been
just horrible,
gross.
And it would have made you feel like, oh, maybe I should be taking this as a joke. Maybe this is a joke. Maybe I'm being uptight.
Am I an uptight bitch?
It's so depressing.
It's so depressing. We're feeling a bit. I'm just feeling a bit sad, actually, about it all.
It's just relentless.
Yeah.
Just relentless, man.
Anyway.
I've got another. Before I watched this documentary, I had a list of stuff I wanted to talk about.
Like, get the list out.
That was like really. I've just noticed I've wrote nationalised the tooth fairy.
What?
I want to talk about the tooth fairy.
Why?
Oh, because.
What does that say at the bottom, Susan? I'm not talking about him.
Oh no, that's not. No, it's no. Amanda noticed that I said, I've wrote a wee list of things down there, right, just to jog my memory, because I always forget to like what we actually want to talk about on this. And I've wrote Elf on the Shelf, but that's in relation to the tooth fairy, right? That's not about the guy that I matched with on Tinder who looks like Elf on the Shelf.
Susan was obsessed with this guy who she called, I can't even know what his name was, but she just called him Elf on the Shelf because he looked like him. He did.
I know.
I was like, why are we talking about him?
No, we're talking about the actual Elf on
the Shelf.
Because what's happening now is, I don't know if you saw this, but Kourtney Kardashian gave her Wayne like money for the tooth fairy, and
how much?
So a $20 bill, right? No, and like a Prada baseball cap worth like $800.
Why are you doing that?
And I was just like, stop it.
Stop it.
Just stop it. I'm almost like the same level of rage as the Dispatches documentary, and like the relentless, like,
I'm more angry actually,
like pressure for people to keeping up in the ante on like presents for Wayne's.
I don't buy into all that shit.
Good.
I would never. Ethan, don't get me wrong, Ethan gets what Ethan will get a big present for his Christmas and a big one for his birthday. And he gets.
Aye.
I mean, he's spoiled, but no, like.
I think it's just mere.
No, in like he doesn't get pure.
Aye.
Millions
I think what
of-
annoys me more is like the filming it and putting it on social media
Aye,
and then
it's
making other
so-
people feel bad.
Aye, it's gross if you do that.
It is
You're
gross.
a piece of shit.
It is. I hate it. Like, so after this, I was like, I wonder what the Waynes get for like the Tooth Fairy, like one of their teeth falling out now.
Ethan gets a £2 coin or two £1 coins, and that, I think that's a lot.
Aye.
I think that's a lot. His tooth fell out.
Aye.
What the fuck? What?
My nieces and nephews get coins and all.
Aye,
right,
coins.
they get coins. Like,
And if
a
I've not
few
got a
quid.
coin, maybe a fiver. If it was like his front tooth or something, maybe a fiver.
If he's lost like multiple teeth.
Aye, but like, what? Like that's it.
Aye, so that's the same. That's the same minds. But I went on TikTok and fucking hell, these Americans. I'm sorry, they were all American. Just this woman making tokens and all that as well. Like just be crafty things, which is fair enough. But like putting a token from the Tooth Fairy underneath the pillow, the money which she had like arts and crafted glitter on it, then pouring fucking glitter everywhere, which is just really triggering actually to watch. We'll put a trigger warning for that as well. Glitter being just strewn around. And then it leads into the bathroom, and then there's all these presents.
Sorry, I'm just thinking. It's unrelated, but I've been sitting here like crunching ice cubes. Do you think it'll be like pure
Some people might like it.
noticeable? Sorry.
We'll put a trigger warning for that as well.
Crunching ice cubes.
Crunching ice cubes.
Slurping ice and crunching ice cubes. Sorry. Into the bathroom.
Because it was like next to the toothpaste and the tooth thingy,
right.
right? And fucking hundreds of presents. But the ma's filming this, just like, oh, look what the Tooth Fairy's brought you. It's brought you all these dolls and all that. And like, I'm
Dolls?
just like, like fucking,
Like Christmas morning.
aye. And I'm just like, when?
Where have you get? Who's get the money for that?
Who's get the money? Like,
The time. I hope that glitter never comes out your carpet.
I know. And see, the thing is, right, if you ever gave away in a present, like, they don't give a fuck.
We don't give a fuck. They open it and they go, oh, cool. And then they chuck it. And then they maybe pick it up again, but they maybe don't.
Or play with the box. Or like, you're like, and you're just like diminishing the...
All that waste, all that. The sentiment's gone. The sentiment's gone. See me doing things like that, it's just...
I know.
That's just you. That's you in competition. Who are you in competition with?
I know.
Other lunatics
It's just...
who want to do things like that.
So if you want to be like enraged, go and Google just Tooth Fairy presents on TikTok and it's...
I do want to be enraged today. I'm going to keep the anger going.
But I was just thinking like, that's how I wrote Elf on the Shelf down, because I'm like, Elf on the Shelf, people need to do that at Christmas now.
I don't do it. Oh, I
Good.
refuse to do it. I refuse to do it.
And
It's
do you
no
say Christmas Eve boxes. This is a thing.
I do that, but I like that because that's just because I remember as a Wayne loving getting to open a wee something on Christmas Eve, a pair of pajamas and like a wee. I loved that.
No, I know, but right, and that's fine.
Like fresh jammies to go to bed. Even gets in his Christmas Eve box. Just pajamas, maybe like a wee tiny toy that you'd get for like £2 or something,
Aye.
and like a wee thing to make a hot chocolate. Like nothing excessive.
I feel
Literally
like the
just
Grinch.
that.
Honestly, they feel like the Grinch, but I'm just like, when does it stop? And do you know what else is happening now? Like, see if you get like a Wayne a present, you've got to get their brother and sister a present. If it's a birthday,
No, you don't.
well,
It's not their birthday.
I've noticed this. Get them a wee present too, so they don't feel left. It's not their fucking birthday.
I would get, if a new baby had been born, the only time I would get the sibling a present is if it was a new baby and you were taking a gift over for the new baby. There was an older sibling, I'd maybe get them a wee something,
No.
because their wee nose will be out of joint anyway.
Fuck their nose. They need to learn. They need to learn.
See, I remember my sister, I was an only child, I was the oldest, right, so I was an only child till I was 3. And I was very aware that, and I was like, on my dad's side, I was the first grandchild and stuff. I was spoiled. But I was a good Wayne, right? But I remember my sister being born, and I remember walking up the stairs of the hospital and my auntie saying to me, what are you going to do when you meet your wee sister? And I said, I'm gonna stick pins in her. I was fuming. Why they done this to me? But then when I seen her, I loved her, and that's it.
Did you never stuck pins?
I've never stuck a pin in her once.
What's the age difference?
3 years.
Right.
And I've got another younger sister who's 8 years younger than me.
Aye. I've heard this phenomenon, like Wayne's getting jealous and that's actually my cousin's wee lassie said she had a wee boy and she says to him, can you just put him in the oven? You thought pins were bad?
My big cousin bit me.
What, last week?
When I was a newborn baby, she was like 2. I don't know who
So
she was. She
evil.
bit me in the face. Diane, if you ever listen to this,
Diane.
it's funny. It's funny.
It's no funny.
That is funny.
Getting bit in the face.
She was 2. She probably had
I feel like I'm always trying to defend. I'm always trying to like make you, like the time your cat clawed your face off and all.
My cat did today.
See, you were like it now. Oh my god, it's like Freddy Krueger. It is. It's like the big.
I know. There's 2 here. There's 3 here.
Amanda, send help for Amanda. A cat.
He was trying.
fucking-
He was trying. He was using me as like a launching post. Cats have got to launch at things. He was trying to get on top of the door frame, and I was sitting at the table eating my toast, and he launched. He launched, and it was sore actually. I'm not happy about it.
What did you do? Like when he done that?
I said ow, and then I moved and sat at the window. So when he used me as a launching down post.
Mind when you says that you stick up for yourself.
Not against my cat. He doesn't mean it.
What else can we talk about? What else?
Embarrassing things. I want to talk about.
Aye.
Maybe this isn't that embarrassing, but it really haunts me. So I work in a high school, obviously, and like learning support. And on a Friday, I go to this drama class.
Okay.
This teacher who's lovely, amazing teacher, wonderful lady. Love her, right?
What, to this day you do this?
Aye.
You go to a drama class every Friday?
Aye, in the school to support kids from our unit of the school, right? Now, last year I went on a school trip to London with the drama department.
Aye,
right?
I remember this.
The performing arts department. There was music teachers there as well, and we went to see loads of shows.
Sorry.
We saw Wicked, which was amazing. We saw The Lion King, and then the last night we saw Matilda, and it was amazing. Right, so good, like one of the best musical theatre shows I've ever seen.
Okay.
There's this scene. Obviously, if you've seen Matilda, have you seen Matilda the film?
Aye.
You know the bit where she launches
Pigtails.
the pigtail lassie, right? Aye. Amanda, her name is.
Right.
Amanda.
Can I just, if you've seen the video, did you send me this video actually? The Everybody in Matilda movie, grown up, but reenacting their parts.
No.
Oh no, I should have sent it to you then.
Should have.
It's fucking brilliant.
Please send me it.
You'll be able to find it, but Miss Trunchbull is just so good still.
The Miss Trunchbull in the stage show was a man,
Oh, is it?
but as Miss Trunchbull, and
Right.
it was just honestly, it was brilliant. It was so funny. Tim Minchin wrote it, like the stage show. It's good. It's funny, and it's just I love all the songs and stuff. I'm just a bit of a sucker for
I'm going to go and see Matilda. My Wayne's, my nieces and nephews pure love it. So I'm going to do a wee trip with them to go and see Matilda.
the stage show.
Aye.
Can I come?
Aye.
Ethan would like it as well, I think.
Aye.
So there's this bit. So when they're doing that bit in the stage show,
The pigtail swinging.
aye, right. Once she's showing the wee lassie, there's this bit where this Wayne falls for like the roof, down into the
I
row,
don't know what you're going to
and
say.
other Wayne's like catch her,
Aye.
and I was pretty whoa, right? That's amazing. And then after the show, I was outside.
Oh, no,
and all the
don't.
teachers are talking about it.
Sorry, I just
What did you?
I'm
think?
trying to guess what you're going to say because I've not heard this story, and I was like, I bet you thought it was real.
Listen to the story, right?
Sorry.
Get outside, And they were like, wasn't that brilliant? I was like, oh my God, it was amazing. I can't believe they dropped that Wayne for that height. And they were all like, what are you talking about? And I was like, the bit with the hangman, they dropped the Wayne, and they were like, that was a doll. And I was like, right, obviously it was a doll. Like,
so you did think that?
I did. I thought it was real. It looked so good. It looked so real. And I was sitting right next to. I was literally. I couldn't be any closer to the doll falling for the. And I thought it was a real Wayne. And I'm not joking. Like, this ceiling was 30, 40 feet high. And I was convinced that they dropped an actual Wayne, like, for that height.
Amanda, that's not embarrassing. That's funny.
No, because they were like, it was a doll. Like, they were just like, they actually felt sorry for me. They were like, oh no, that was a doll. Are you? And I was like, all right, obviously it was a doll. And then now I'm like, they must think I'm stupid because I'm stupid.
I do stupid things like that all the time.
They must think I'm so stupid. I confidently said that. No, none of the Waynes, by the way, there was 70 Waynes, none of them thought, 80 Waynes, none of them thought that was a real Wayne. And I was just like, oh my God.
Aye.
And every time I go to this woman's class, I'm like, she thinks you're a fucking idiot.
I know. I've actually got a cheek, right? In my comedy set, I talk about how dumb my ex-boyfriend was, right? And I have no right to say that. Like, the amount of faux pas, the amount of, like, things that have happened to me, like, that I've lost, they're not even stories, they're just everyday occurrences. I don't know if I've told you this story. I just remembered it the other now. I used to work in Frankie and Benny's, right? And there was this big table come in. It was, like, for somebody's birthday, I can't remember, like, a 40th or something like that. And so I was doing the waitressing. And then at the end of the meal, the guy went, can we get a photo? And I thought he meant me.
Were you?
Not of me. I thought I'd done such a good job of waitressing.
You were like,
I honestly. And I honestly says to him, I was pure.
But you could, were you able to pass it after?
No! I was like, if you want, but I'm not like my best, but if you, right? And I could have, if I'd at that point, if I'd clicked, right? Can we get a photo? And then he was like, no, just like of us.
Of us, not you.
Our family gathering.
We're celebrating
I know, I was mortified. So then I was like, hi, of course. But then the guy felt so bad for me that he let me come in the photo.
That's a shame. Were you like,
so somewhere out there,
a big red
cheese beamer. If anybody,
that's so funny.
Has that photo?
Right, I instantly feel better about how stupid I am now. I mean, everybody does stupid stuff, but
that one sticks out.
How did I not realise that?
Aye. Other one that sticks out is I went for a works night out. Do you ever go for a works night out when you just first started working, like your first job, like your first proper job, and you're so young, you don't know how to act?
No, don't. You're bringing up a lot of feelings right now. I have made such an arse of myself on my first few works night, in my first job works night.
Just getting blitzed.
I guess I was like 17 and
right,
and I was steaming drunk and
see, that was fine for me because I'd already had a long drinking career, but so I knew how to.
So did I, but I couldn't handle it. Still, I was just like.
But then I worked in hairdressing salons and beauty salons, so like everybody didn't give a fuck. It was just all women. And
no, so mine's was like me, maybe another young lassie, and then men for my age up to like 60.
What was the job?
Like waitressing.
Waitressing, right.
And I'm a disgrace. I don't want to think about it.
Well, this is what happened to me. It's got to seem really...
Sorry. No, you go first.
No, you go.
I got us all kicked out a bar one night because I punched a guy. By the way, I should just say, this guy came up and grabbed my arse or something like that. Right?
Good.
And I don't remember it, but I think I punched him.
Aye, good.
And then another guy, a guy who I work with.
I'll bet you were the villain in that story.
A guy I work with came to my defence, obviously, and we all got asked to leave But the sexual predator got to stay.
Well, there you go. I remember a guy pulled up my skirt in Bonkers nightclub, and I chucked a drink at him, and nobody, there's no bouncers in it. Like, nobody gave a fuck. Like, never done anything. So I'd thrown this drink at him, and then he was pure like, you're going to get done in. Like, it was like a pure like
gangster.
Right? And like all these lassies were with him, and I was pure, fuck, I'm gonna have to like pure fight with these lassies. And then nothing I don't know what happened after that. I think I was just pure, oh well. And then nothing happened. So the works night out, we went to Arran because the woman that owned the salon had like a hotel in Arran.
I've never been to Arran.
Well, I can't really remember much about it because I was 17. Do you know what I mean? I was a beauty therapist. We all went to Arran, and it was like an overnight thing. And this has got nothing to do with the story, by the way. But anyway,
bonus.
we all get served dinner, right? And do you remember going for a meal when you were young? Like,
boring.
Boring. You didn't want to be there.
Love going for a meal now, but you were just like, get this out the way, get the drinks.
But also it felt dead grown up, and like you shouldn't really be doing it as well. Like, anyway, we got our meals all served up, right? And everybody had ordered steak, mostly, right? So they gave us their meals, and then they gave us like, it was this jug of pepper sauce, like for your steak. And I took the jug and poured the whole jug over my dinner, right? Because I love pepper sauce, thinking it was my pepper sauce, but it was for like everybody's steaks. It wasn't just for me.
Told me about this.
Have I told you? I just honestly, the whole fucking thing. This big jug of peppercorn sauce. I thought it was like just mine. So I thought everybody was going to get a peppercorn sauce.
A massive jug.
Aye, and then everybody was pure.
Susan,
where's the peppercorn
Susan,
sauce?
you pig.
Where's the peppercorn? Then my steak was just like swimming about.
It's pure. You're like, I don't know. I ask you this. They've not brought you guys sauce out yet. You better ask.
It was like a bowl of soup. There must have been a lip on the plate though, because it didn't spill it.
That's so
and
funny.
then like they were pure, oh my god, like, oh my god, she used to go the peppercorn
They must
sauce.
have been pure stingy with the sauce, but
No, but there was fucking hunters yet. I just saturated my dinner in peppercorn sauce.
I bet everybody, that's what you want to do.
I know. No, it was ridiculous, Amanda. I wish it was the days of iPhones so I could actually have a photo of it.
I was
They were
under
all
there.
pure howling, but they were like, I can't believe you thought that was all for you. And then they ordered me a peppercorn sauce. I didn't really like working in that salon. It's shut down now. It was like my second real job as a beauty therapist, and it was merely a nail salon. So it was like acrylic nails, which isn't what they are now. Mm-hmm. And I had done a wee bit of that at beauty therapy school, but no enough to like be
Good at it.
They were nail technicians. Oh, and this woman came in for a French manicure once, and they were like, can you do that? And aye. So it wasn't even like the acrylics. It was just like you had to paint on the white tips with the nail polish, and then the normal nail polish on top of that to look like a French manicure. And I couldn't do it. I fucked it up so bad, and just then I started grating.
In the woman's face. Well, she's like, hey, what's this?
No, like I'd fucked up her nails. Like it was all squiggly. It was just like, I would have been the same. I would have been pure like, I'm not fucking paying for this, right? And so my boss was
You
like,
lie on your resume.
so she obviously like complained, and then my boss pulled me up, and then I just started grating.
All right, that's when you started greeting.
Aye.
All right.
Oh no, when I was sitting with
I thought you'd done them, looked at them while she was sitting there, and you were like,
she should have been
I'd have
greeting.
been better. I'm getting my nails done on Tuesday. This is the first time. My nails are always done really nice, but because I moved house,
A bare
they
nail.
were all.
I've got a
they're
bare
pure
nail.
bare.
I hate a long nail, and I've got a long nail now.
I've got short, bare, horrible nails. They're fine,
Actually,
but I just.
quite enjoy a bare nail.
I don't know what to get. I mean, it's autumn now. I'm buzzing. I love autumn. It's my favourite time of the year.
You got to get like a
Oh
Halloween.
no, I had something for you and I forgot to bring it.
What?
It was a pumpkin face mask.
For Halloween?
Oh, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll get you tomorrow.
Right, okay.
Aye.
We could do them tomorrow.
Oh, I will sit here.
Aye.
No, because it looks like pure.
Oh, does it? Why did you tell me?
What it looks like?
Aye.
It's an orange face mask. Grow up. I won't tell you the colours of the chunky bits.
Oh, thanks very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
I
I got them free.
Whereabouts?
Lush. I'd bought loads of stuff in Lush for. I love the bubble bars.
No.
Aye.
No.
Listen.
No.
Why no?
Amanda.
Thrush.
Aye. I've got a joke about that. Don't give me the punchline.
Alright.
Have you never heard my Lush joke?
No.
You've no lived it.
It's been you've not been circulating.
It's no. Do you know what? I actually pulled it out. I was gigging at the Stand this weekend and I fucked up my set because I'm just back for holidays. Just back to Tenerife.
Tenerife. All right. Why'd you look like a fucking ghost then? Tenerife.
It should be called Tenerife. I'm just back for Tenerife. And see, when you gig, when you come back for your holidays, it's
tough.
It's no nice.
I've not been gigging
No nice
that
for
much.
me. No nice for the audience. And then I was trying to do like this new
Your
joke.
period started as well.
know.
God, give yourself a wee bit of grace.
I was just like sweating prosecco, taking my period. Just disgusting.
Just like
on the
the
stage. So what was I talking about there?
thrush.
No,
Lush.
no. Don't, you're getting away my punchline.
I didn't know.
Right, I've got a joke about Lush and how it does get you thrush.
Right, well we know it now. So it's never gave me
I brought
thrush.
it back. That was it, because I had missed out a big chunk in my set because my brain was fucked. Realised at the end, like, fuck, I've still got another 3 minutes to fill, and then I was like, right, I'll just shove this wee bit about Lush in. People liked it.
Aye, but they did.
I'm actually thinking about doing a wee tour of all my stuff that's still good.
Bit my fanny.
Mostly is, by the way. It really is. It's still good, but it's never really had its day.
It's not had its day in the sun.
Because it was stuff that I was doing at the start.
Aye.
But now I feel like I've got better as a comedian. I could perform it better. The material's still good. And I was thinking about doing a wee tour of all my good stuff that I still like that I don't do anymore.
Aye. You should.
I know.
Do it.
I know.
I know.
But I just don't. I worry about tours and things like that. Trying to sell tickets really stresses me out. But I know I've got to do it. I've just got to do it.
Got to believe in yourself more.
Maybe even just like a wee Scottish tour, and then maybe a couple of like Manchester and.
Aye. Or why don't you do the Glasgow Comedy Festival?
I'm gonna do it. This is the thing as well. But I wanted to do Wonder Woman. That was my show at the Fringe.
Do both. Do both. Do a Wonder Woman and do a Fanny special.
Fanny special.
Sorry, I hate that. I don't even like that word. I don't like
Fanny?
That one. Aye. I don't like it. Like I like saying, he's a fanny. You're a fanny.
Aye, but you don't actually like using it for your.
No, you would never actually say
My fanny.
my fanny. Well, I would say it to like.
This is what I always think about.
Do I like it? I don't know.
It's not a very sexy word.
Oh no, it's not. There's no.
You wouldn't say it in the
words.
bedroom.
There's no sexy words for anybody's genitals.
If somebody asked you to talk dirty, you wouldn't be pure. Oh, my fanny. What would you
What
say?
would you say?
I know.
I wouldn't. I'd be like,
It's the other word that I don't like.
the P word.
Aye. Pussy.
Don't mind that. They know what it is.
But like that's an American word.
Yeah.
Why it's kind of infiltrated like dirty talk. But who actually says that? Do you know what I mean? Anyway.
I don't hate that one. I don't think that's that bad.
Oh, I think it is. I don't like
I
it.
don't. There's no good ones.
I don't mind an American saying it.
There's silly ones. I like using the silly ones for silly reasons.
I'm talking about in the boudoir.
Nobody's saying. I think if you're having to say, I don't know. I'm not talking about it.
Right, okay. I'm just saying.
Using it.
Amanda's just checking her phone now.
It's Ray Brogan.
Oh, Ray.
Susan's pure jealous of Ray.
We need to get her back on Material Girl.
I know. She's not gigging much. Really. It angers me. Ray, if you watch this, I just want you to know that you annoy me.
Right,
you should be, I don't know. You should be gigging everywhere.
Come and see us, Ray.
Let's catch up.
Oh, Annie agrees.
Annie's going to
growled. But actually, we need to go now.
We need to go. Right, aye. Let's go. I've got what have I got to do? What are you doing today?
I need to take Annie a wee walk, and then I'm going to go to my ma's. Do you know what? There's loads of stuff I should be doing, but I'm not doing it.
No,
still
I'm
unpacked.
just chilling. I've still got actual house unpacking today. There's 4 bags sitting in my living room that I've no unpacked away, but I'm just like,
What's
they're not hurting anybody. Do you know what's in them? A mixture of shite, so that's why I've not touched them.
Do you miss any? Are you like in your life gone?
No, what's missing?
I need this.
No,
What today then? Get them on the dump.
no, because it's like no. Honestly, I dumped everything. I dumped so much.
I want to come up and see your house.
Aye, do you want to come up this week?
Aye. Defo, we can put our pumpkin masks on.
Aye, okay, aye. I'll just keep it in my house then.
Okay.
Aye, when suits.
Oh, right. This is what we need to do. We always forget.
So plug the show.
Viv. We've got Viv headlining.
Yeah, Viv G.
We don't know if this podcast is going to be out before or after that, but whatever.
I think before. Tomorrow.
We get Viv G headlining. What month is this? October?
It's September. And slow down.
September.
We've actually got a lot of acts. We've actually got a bit more than usual because I'm bad at admin. Overbooked.
I'll be overbooked.
Right, here's who else is on. It's got a bloody great show, by the way.
We've already sold like nearly half the tickets.
Annie, you bitch. Annie, you're not coming.
I always want to put the mic down out of bark. But
right, we've got Kirsty Morrison.
Kirsty Morrison, not seen her in ages.
I know. Yvonne Hughes. Sabina.
Saw her at the. We saw Yvonne.
Annie.
We saw Yvonne at the Fringe, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Aye.
Lovely Yvonne. Sabina.
Oh, I love Sabina.
Love Sabina. Jade Kelly.
Oh, I love Jade Kelly.
She's so funny. Erin McKinney.
Erin,
yeah.
Aye. She was on at the start of the. Has Erin been on? She's
been on before, aye. Susan Riddell.
That bitch.
And Sophie McCabe.
Sophie McCabe?
Yeah, you know, she's got like kind of viral videos and stuff. She does the.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Kind of
I think she came to my show actually. Stop it.
Yeah, so she's on too, which is nice.
Just when you said Sophie McCabe, I just thought Susan McCabe, and I was like, oh,
Sophie Rose McCabe, I think her name is something.
That's right.
Yeah, so there's loads.
That's going to be a fucking belter.
It's going to be great, and half the tickets are gone. So
yes, get on that.
By the time you see this, if you want to go, get a ticket.
Yes, and we are currently organising, which we will announce soon. Obviously, we're going to do a Halloween night, and then we've got November. But for December, because we know that people are booking their Christmas nights out and stuff, we're going to have a Christmas bonanza. But we don't know what it is yet.
We don't. But it's going to be...
It's going to be a good one.
Festive.
We get a good headliner, might get a wee DJ in today.
We've got our headliner. We've got our headliner.
Right, who's the headliner? Who? Oh, Jay Lafferty. Why are you whispering it?
Because you don't want to give them the goods, you know?
But they know, and then we'll need to create some hype. Jay Lafferty will be headlining this.
We don't tell her. We don't tell them.
And that's Annie here. Whose show this year at the Fringe was amazing. And
so good.
Wait, she might be pole dancing.
She was supposed to headline in June, but there was a lot of issues with that show. It got cancelled twice, sadly. So very exciting to finally have her headline.
Aye. So we'll get that organised. We'll get everything organised, and like, please come to the night because it's
Monday the 25th of September, 8 p.m. start. doors open at 7. It'll be great. At McCool's.
It'll be great.
Aye, let's go.
Are you going to be there?
Not sure yet.
Okay. Right.
I'm hoping I'll be there. I might not. For
Not to worry.
circumstances not defined yet. But hopefully I'll be there. I really want to be there. It's going to be great.
And listen to the podcast and subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe.
We always forget to say all this stuff. Share the podcast.
I think you know they know we want this.
This is the thing. If you don't ask, you don't get. What's that? Closed mouths don't get fed, Amanda. People don't even think to like share stuff unless you ask them.
You should please share it. We're just too
tell people about it.
Stupid bitches.
We're trying to like be all professional.
We're not.
We are, Amanda.
Susan's trying.
We're trying to be more on the ball because it's just too chaotic.
We are. We've got another podcast coming out in very soon. We're a special guest actually.
And we'll be on more of a schedule as well. So
we're talking to ourselves at this point.
Aye, we're really just trying to amp ourselves.
Okay, have a nice week. Bye.